Hello, it's Leah. Welcome to video 2. I'm in Denver. We're going to talk about some Denver things. So, I wake up in the morning feeling not terrific. Decide at some point I should go and find Ball Arena because I'm pretty sure it's not far from here, but I don't know where it is. So, I should find Ball Arena and then, yeah, I'll know where I'm going when it's game day. And also I can pick up my jersey before game day, so I don't have to like try it on in the shop when it's busy. Anyway, I get down there and I'm like, whew, a lot of cones out. And then I think, oh, maybe the Nuggets are playing at home today. Let's see these Colorado tops. I'm like, I think Colorado are playing today. Why don't I have a ticket if they're playing today? Anyway, it turns out that in the entire process of changing my dates around, thinking that I'd get in at this day, that day, blah, 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 took out that there was a game day on that first day that I got in. I don't even know what day it was now. No, the second day. It must have been the 22nd. I think. The 22nd. And anyway, yeah, the Avs were playing. So my idea of sneaking into the shop on a non-busy day did not happen. But anyway, let's just get through the shopping part first. This is the shop. And this is my jersey. My new one. Isn't it so nice? Anyway, of course I got Nathan McKinnon. Here's why I'm here. Why would I get someone else's? But, I don't know if you can see, but in there, it's sparkly. That's a shit angle, sorry. Anyway, just take my word for it. It's like silver sparkly around the numbers. 29. Anyway. And again, I got the Adidas one because I just think it's a bit nicer than the Fanatics ones. And also, like a lot of people, I am buying jerseys now before the Adidas contract expires at the end of this season. So we might see a few more jersey purchases on this trip. No more Avs ones. This is the only Av one I got, but look, I don't really need another one. I mean another Av one, just this one. It's pretty great. Maybe you can see the silver better there on the A. No, that's still equally shit house. Anyway, we'll just meet up in person and I'll show it to you. Anyway, this is the same one. This is the same size as my Crosby one, but they fit really differently. This one also feels more fluid. I don't know if that's a way that you would describe fabric that's not silk, but it's softer. Anyway, it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. Anyway, one more thing to cram in the bag. No, I knew I was doing this. Also though, when I was packing, I was like, I don't understand why my bag is so full, because I'm actually bringing less stuff with me. I didn't bring my boots. I took out a hoodie before I left, which was a bad decision. And I only bought one beanie, one cap. Like I feel like I hardly bought anything, but my bag was like this. Anyway, you can see it here because I took a photo when I was in Melbourne because I thought, you know what, we packed this monstrosity. Maybe you've just done a bad job. But even when I repacked it, they're still pretty full, and I don't understand how especially because my boots are like this, right? They're going to take up this much space, you know? Like, anyway, then I was looking at my stuff and I thought, I don't know if I've got enough t-shirts. So I thought, you know what, I should buy a t-shirt. Anyway, I did. This is my t-shirt. I got this one because it's pretty simple. I like the color too. Everything else I've got, almost everything else I've got is black. Got any blacker? Anyway, this is a bit of color. So that's what I did at Ball Arena. Then I came back and thought, I wonder if I can get a ticket to the game because, you know, now I know there's a game on. I want to go too. And look it up online. And there's a couple of seats available while I'm checking out whether I want to sit there or not by using one of those like what view from my seat type of sites. Anyway, that seat sells, and because I'm only buying one ticket as well, this is the fucking bullshit of Ticketmaster. You can't buy one ticket if there's 2 tickets there, because you can't leave a single ticket. It's like, but I only want 1 ticket. But you can't leave a single ticket. What if somebody wants 2? Okay, but what if somebody wants 1? You can't. You can't do it. And yet there are still single tickets around the place. So I don't know whether they do those in person. I don't know whether they ring up and they manually override it. I have no idea, but I couldn't leave 1 ticket. So I did see that there were some tickets available, but they were standing room only, and I can't, I won't be able to see anything. I'm not tall enough for that. Like, if there's a short woman in front of me, I'll be able to see. If there's an average height man in front of me, I will not be able to see. And I don't think this is a pageant where people let shorter people go through to the front. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going. And then, you know, I was talking to my mum. She's like, you are sick though, so maybe you should just stay in tonight, try to recover, try to set your body clock for the time zone you're in. Like, fair enough, you know, because she was right. So I stayed in and just tried to get some rest instead. So the next day I got up and I went to I actually just tried to see what was close to me, like what could I just walk to, what was easy to get to. And there's the Contemporary Museum of Art, Contemporary Art Museum, I think that's what it's called. MCA, Museum of Contemporary Art, Denver. I've got a little gift bag over there, that's how I can tell. Yeah, Museum of Contemporary Art in Denver. It's not very far from here, and it said that it's got like mountain views from the rooftop. I was like, well, obviously I'm going to go there and get a coffee to start. Well, it wasn't starting my day, it was quite late in the day, but I hadn't had a coffee yet. And I go, excellent, pay my ticket, go straight up to the top. Anyway, I didn't see a mountain view. Maybe I was in the wrong spot, but I feel like I looked everywhere where you could look. I didn't see a mountain view. It was still quite pleasant, right, because the sun was shining. It was a little bit cool, but the sun was shining, so it wasn't cold. Anyway, so I got a cold brew, just watched the world go by a little bit, and then went and looked around the gallery. It's not massive, but the display areas are pretty big. They're like really, they're really voluminous, right? Like really high ceilings, and they're not overcrowded. And in this one, they had done like a artist on each floor, so that you were not getting like, it wasn't overcrowded with different people. Anyway, so the first one, her artwork was really interesting actually, because she was doing like, well, one of the things I looked at, I was like, oh yeah, this is absolutely contemporary art. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know what this is. But there was another bit where I looked at it and I was like, that looks like mold. It was mold. She got a sample from a museum and like spawned mold deliberately. So it looked, I mean, it was very interesting looking. Yeah, so, but she was also talking, because she included correspondence that she'd have with different museums about the display of human remains. And it was very interesting, because some of that was like that we using them, we, I guess, in the sense of these types of institutions are using people who are in no position, obviously, to have given consent to how their remains are used and how they continue to be used, like in current day, which is an ongoing issue with museums. If you think about museums keeping things like material culture and material artifacts from different cultures, and they're keeping that, right? And then there's an argument over the return of those, like the Parthenon sculptures is a great example, but then there's this whole other argument which sits really around human remains and the removal of remains without permission, and then the continuing use of those remains and the failure to return them to the communities from where they came from, or also recognising like what community did they come from, where did they come from, where were they removed from, who knows. Anyway, it was a pretty interesting, the letters were quite interesting to read anyway, but it was a nice museum in the sense that it was pretty quiet. It was not really big. It didn't take a long time to get around it, and I spent a lot of time. Like, you know, I took my time. I didn't rush through. I took my time, but it didn't really take that long. But it was really, yeah, it was very interesting. Anyway, so if you're in Denver, I recommend going to have a little look, enjoy a little cold brew, and yeah, see if you can spot a mountain from the rooftop gallery, which I could not. Okay, so I decided to put all of the Denver stuff that was not sports related into a single video. So talked about going to Ball Arena, the Contemporary Art Museum. On that day, actually, on the way back, I went to the Wing Coop Brewery, which is, it looks like kind of like a microbrewery just near Union Station. So I just wanted to have a look at it, you know, just get out of the apartment really, and just try a local beer. To be honest, I don't always love craft beer because I sometimes find it a bit pretentious, but it was pretty nice beer. I had a Serbian horse racer, which is named after their most favourite Serbian horse racer, and that was a blonde beer. That was pretty good. And I also had a Batman and Rogan. That was a German style beer. That was pretty nice too. But I was only going to have one beer, just really popping in, but I ended up having two because I got dinner while I was there too, because their menu looked pretty good. And but I ended up trying a patty melt because I'd never had one before. Anyway, it was pretty nice. It was it's kind of like, if you've never had one either, it's kind of like a burger but with bread, or like toasted bread, or, you know, I guess like a sandwich with a hamburger patty in it, whichever way works better for you. But it was pretty nice. Okay, so I am in my hotel in Denver, so I'll give you a little tour. We should probably start at the front door. Every single light is on, but that's only because I'm giving you this tour. They're not on all the time. All right, so anyway, then you come in and straight away is the bedroom, which is here. Now, I'm filming this the day after I arrived, which is why the bed is already unmade, but also it would have been unmade anyway, because the first thing I do before I get into any hotel, even before I move my bag away from the door, is check the corners of the bed for bed bugs, because if there's bed bugs, I'm not going to stay. So you would have never seen a pristine bed anyway, because I would have just wrecked the bed straight away. Also, I untuck every part of it because I hate being untucked. I hate being fully tucked in, and also I like to make sure there's no pubes in my bed. That's also another check I do to decide if the room is clean or not. This is the door. I know, you're like, there's heaps of holes in that door. It's not super private, but there's only one bedroom here. So if you're sharing this room with someone, this apartment, you're sharing the bed, so you probably don't mind about that. Here's this great mirror. All my crap there already. And oh, look at this. I only got this one today. This is the new bathroom. Pretty nice. I would prefer a screen, but anyway. A full, like, I don't even know what this is. It feels like it's a walk-in robe, but I don't know why you would walk in here. Anyway, but it is what it is. Then this here is the washing machine and dryer. Actually, it's the other way around. This is the washing machine. This is the dryer. Very, very handy. The washing machine is loud as hell though. Nice little hallway. This here is for the blinds. Took me a little while to figure that out. It's dark out, so I won't put them all the way up. Here is the kitchen. It's full stove, full fridge, dishwasher, everything. So, I mean, there's heaps of room. Bar stools, and this thing here, I guess, for storage. And oh What's this? That's right. That's my podcast, in case you're wondering. It's called Band T-Shirts with Leah. This is the first one with Stormzy in it. And yeah, this is the lounge room. It's got heaps of seating, right? So at least 3 or 4 seats there. There's room enough for 3. 1 there, 1 there, those 3 there. So I could invite everyone I know in Denver over for dinner, which is just us really. It's just you and me because I don't know anybody else here. So that cute little coffee table and yeah. Oh, also this brownie from Amtrak. Mike Downey said it's like the best brownie, but I didn't really feel like having lunch dessert, so I took it to go. Anyway, it's been 2 days and I still haven't eaten it. I was trying to find a light switch for these, and I wondered if it was this one here, but it is not. This is, yeah, that's right. It's got one of the, sorry, there's dirty dishes in there. It's got one of those sinks in it that people put their hands in horror movies and get chopped off. So anyway, I won't be using that ever. The next day, you know, it was still, the snow still on the ground. It was very beautiful. And for someone like me, like us really, us Aussies, you don't get to see snow very much. It's nice to just watch it fall. And then I opened my window and I could see like a bit of snow on the windowsill and snow a little bit on the ground. It wasn't fully carpeted, but it, you know, picked up in a few places, like gathered in a few places. It was just really nice. I understand there are some difficulties around living in snow in terms of like home ownership and management and all that sort of stuff. I get it. But when you don't have to worry about those things and you can just look at it, I mean, it's pretty, right? It's very pretty. So after I stared out the window the night before and then that day, I did end up getting an Uber to the Museum of Science and Nature because I was like, it's too cold. Anyway, it's a pretty good museum. When you go to the entry point and you're like looking to go in again, you look off in the distance, there's mountains. I know that some people, when they say, oh, Denver doesn't have mountains, you have to drive to see them. Like, no, you have to drive to see them up close. But you can absolutely see them where you are. You know where you can't do that? Heaps of other countries. I know this, right? I went to Mount Kosciuszko once with my friends. We went to visit some friends who lived in the area. The visiting was great. The company was great. Mount Kosciuszko, I was like, I don't even know which one it is. I don't even know which of these little humps is Kosciuszko. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, company was great. Kosciuszko, underwhelming. Anyway, so you can see these mountains off again in the background. Just see them in the background of things. Just living your life. Imagine that, just walking down the street. Wait, there's mountains in the background. It's pretty amazing, I think. Anyway, so it's a pretty good museum. I think the only thing that annoyed me actually is that I tried to find a map, but you had to use a QR code, but my mobile reception, because I did get an eSIM set up, was terrible there. And then I tried their Wi-Fi and it was also terrible. So you take use a QR code and open up a map. Anyway, that didn't work for me, so I just had to stumble around multiple times trying to find what I was looking for. But anyway, I eventually found things. Actually, you know what? I didn't really find anything. I just stumbled across a thing and thought, oh, this looks good. Like I went into the planetarium. There was a show on, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll go watch that. And then I bought my ticket. It was only like $7, and I thought, planetariums make you a little bit sick. You know this. What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing, but it's like, but they're all so cool, and it's not something you get to do very often, you know, like, this might be it. Who knows how many times you can go to a planetarium. Anyway, I was like, go in and enjoy it. About 20 seconds in, I thought, I feel a bit sick, so, you know, just normal. Just normal, babe. I don't know what's wrong with me, like, lots of things, I guess, but anyway, that's one of them. But it was no, it was a good video. It was clever. I like the way that it felt like the planets were passing by you and the sound was moving past you. It was well done. It's just, look, it's just me. It gets a little bit queasy, that's all. You know, I looked in their dinosaur part at first again. It was a bit like, oh, like, this is great. I like how you're taking us on a journey of discovery here, but here's what you need to understand. I just want to discover the bones. The story, the miniature things, the little fossils. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the big boys. That's it. Anyway, but when you go through that, just, and then you get into the bone, but that is good. That is, yeah, that was pretty good. And they also had some like some Russian gem carvings. Now, I only heard about these on the morning when I was deciding whether to go to the Science Museum, like the Natural History type of museum, or the art gallery. And then I thought, I'd rather see dinosaurs. So I'm going to the museum, and then I thought, what else are these displays on there? Yeah, so they have these gem carvings. And I don't know how they do it. And I'm not going to try to say the person's name. I'll write it down because that's going to work a bit better. But I couldn't find them either. And I went through that place where they were, which was like all of the animal part and whatever. Wait, man, their taxidermy of the animals in there is it was so good. Like here's a little bit for you to look at. I mean, I know we're not supposed to approach them, but surely they know. You can't just be having them this cute. Like, who doesn't want to pick one up and cuddle it? Look at that. Oh my God. Yeah, how good is that? Like, I mean, there are some in the Adelaide Museum that look a bit tired, right? They've seen some better days, or maybe they didn't really have great days to start with. These ones look incredible. Like, they look like the animal. I mean, that seems obvious, but if you've seen other examples of this type of thing, you know that doesn't just happen by accident. Anyway, that was so good. Anyway, I'd walked through that hole. My point is that I'd walked through there. I never saw the turn off for the carvings. Then I went back. Then I finally found the dinosaur bit. They came out of that part. Then I went, not looking at mummies, and don't really like to look at human remains. Then I go down because I see, actually when I went to the planetarium there was a gem thing. Maybe it's in there. That's not. That was more about mining history. And then it says, though, it does have a gem carving in there, and it says, you can find these in the bigger display. And I was like, oh yeah, but where is it? Anyway, I ended up asking someone, and it was a good thing I did, because she said it's my favourite part of the whole museum. Anyway, even with their directions, I still couldn't find it. I was like, here, no, here, no, here, no. Anyway, in the end, I found it again by accident. I turned around and I was like, oh, I've had it. I can't have any more. Anyway, then I found it. Here are some of the carvings. For some reason, and I don't know why, this is just in my mind. I thought it was a female artist. I don't know why. I just did anyway. So I was quite surprised to see a picture of a man, and I was like, "Who's this guy? The artist?" Anyway, and then I came home and got ready to go to the game. And then one of the game days, I just had a very easy day. Still, honestly, a bit in recovery, and then the next day, I took it very easy because it had gotten cold and I was feeling the cold more, probably because I was a bit sick. I just went across the road to get some coffee from this place called I don't know, something about a cafe. Anyway, and I asked for a flat white, and I go to him, can I have it large? And he's like, flat white only comes in one size. Pretty sure flat whites were invented in Australia, and they absolutely do not come in one size only. But look at this then. Where's the rest of my coffee? I ordered a second one because the first one I had was so good, but then the same person didn't make it, so I don't know if this one's any good. The other one was better. Also, I got some food because I was pretty hungry, and I couldn't decide between two things, so I got two. I'm just going to eat half now and the other half later. So this is a ham, egg and cheese croissant. It's pretty good. And this is a BLT with egg on it. Anyway, they're both pretty nice. Like, it's a nice little cafe, like really nice inside, but this is not enough coffee for an adult. Yeah, anyway, now I'm full, but I could do with a third coffee, but I definitely don't need a third shot. But that was very good late lunch. Well, late lunch? Oh yeah, no, just about regular lunch, I think. Anyway, just watching Jamie. There's a whole Jamie Oliver channel here. Can you believe that? It just runs Jamie all the time. And then on the last day, I was like, man, you need to get out and see some of this city because, well, you really need to. You haven't really experienced it the way that you wanted to. And look, I know you can't help being sick, and also you don't want to just be going out when you're sick either, putting your sick all over people. Which is the reason I didn't go to Red Rocks, which I was really disappointed about. It was one of the things I really wanted to say, but I mean, I didn't think it was a good idea to be stuck in a van with people, strangers, for like 4.5 hours if I was potentially still contagious. Or really, even if I wasn't contagious, it's just going to make people uncomfortable, isn't it, if you're sick? Anyway, so I didn't go and look at them. I guess I just have to go back to Denver now. Poor me. I just have to go back through the Rockies, and man. Anyway, so on the last day I was like, well, firstly, you have to get out, because you literally have to get out of this apartment. You need to check out. So I went to RiNo, which is an arty suburb. I think it's River North. I think that's what it stands for. And it has like galleries, shops, a central market. That's where I got my lunch. And I just sat there for a while, actually, just looking out, watching the world go by. There's a couple of murals you can see from there. But also it's just nice for a bit of people watching, to be honest. And I like people watching. Also, to be fair, by the time I got there, I was a little bit tired. It was only about, I don't know, so you have to walk up the road, obviously, go past the Rockies Stadium, which is Horsfield. See that. It's quite a big stadium. It looks pretty nice too. And then go, make my way along there. Only about 1.5 km away, but I was I was still so like worn out from having had that cold or flu that I got puffed and I had to take a break 2 times. 2 times on a 1.5 k walk, which like I know I'm not the fittest person getting around, but I can very easily walk 1.5 k's. I walk every day, but I had to take a rest because I was tired. Anyway, but it was fine. Again, you do what you got to do, right? Anyway, so then I have a bit of a walk around RiNo, looking at the different artwork that's there. There's so, like, it's not just, you're not just going to go there and see a handful of different murals, right? There's heaps of them, heaps and heaps, and there's a full map that you can download and where you can find different ones. But also, realistically, you can just walk around and be like, oh, there's one, you know what I mean? Just do your own thing as you're walking along. I was talking to this guy, and he was saying like, because I had my abs cap on, he's like, oh, you're here for the game? I'm like, yeah, not tonight's game because I'm leaving, unfortunately. Look, at the time I was like, I'm going to go that day, it's fine. I don't want to watch the Rangers anyway, fuck the Rangers. But anyway, when I saw everybody else getting ready to go to the hockey, I was like, I want to go to the game too. Anyway, and he was like, because it was a beautiful day, like it was really like, having had a couple of cold days after the snow, it was really sunny and it was really warm. I was just getting around in a t-shirt, it was that nice. And he goes to me, he's like, oh, be careful in the sun. And I was like, mate, I love the sun. And he's like, oh yeah, of course, Australia. He's like, well, you be careful in the cold then. It's like, yeah, I will be. Don't worry about that. I'm wearing gloves even when nobody else is. Even when other people are like, it's just moderate cold. I'm like, I think it's cold. Anyway, so did that. That was pretty much the whole day. Then I ended up, like, went back, picked up my stuff, went to Union Station, got ready to board the train. And yeah, just kind of hung out there for about an hour or something. I don't know. I mean, I'd walked around everywhere I could walk around at that point. Like, you know what I mean? I'd gone the long loop around, I'd come back around. Earlier in the week, I'd already done this loop around. I was like, I don't really know where else I can walk right now. I'll just sit here and whatever. Anyway, it was a nice day there, like I said, because it was really sunny and it was really beautiful things to look at, and it was a nice space. And I was sad to be leaving Denver, having not really had as full a time as I would have liked. I think, to be honest, that and I keep saying this and then not doing it, the next holiday I have, I'm just gonna stay in a place. I'm not going to move around so much, like maybe do day trips out, that type of thing, but really just spend time in a place and get to know it a bit better, get to know more than just your immediate area, because I think that's so nice. Like, it's so great to see lots of different things and meet lots of different people in lots of different areas and all of that, but it also would be nice to just have a real continuing link to a single place. So one day, you know what, that's absolutely not going to happen. I already know that, because my next holiday is in Japan and I'm absolutely not staying in one place. So, and also not the time after. I know what that holiday is too. So actually, you know what, I'm just going to do 2 places. So Switzerland and Italy. That's it. I mean, I know they're both very big places, but I'm only going to do a small part of both of them. That's 26. That's the plan. Anyway, so that was kind of Denver. I wish I'd seen more. I wish I'd done a better job of sharing what I'm sure a great place it is. Alright, love you, miss you, bye.